Welcome to Root and Grow. So starting in a comfortable seated position, you may wish to be on a cushion or your meditation cushion, on a chair. Closing the eyes, finding your neutral pelvic position. On the next inhale, lengthening the spine up towards the sky. And as you exhale, releasing the shoulder blades down the back. Starting to slow and deepen the breath. Breathing in and out through the nose if you can. Taking this time to transition into your practice. Moving from whatever's been happening in your lives before this moment to setting the intention to move with the breath. And this week we are connecting with the element of space, which is associated with the throat chakra of Vishuddhi. So we're going to do a pranayama breathing technique to really stimulate this area of the body, and it's called Ujjayi breath, also known as the ocean breath. To do Ujjayi breath, you may wish to blink the eyes open so I can demonstrate. If you take your hand and imagine steaming up a mirror, breathing onto the mirror, the breath coming from the back of the throat, and then trying to repeat that with the mouth closed. So you can try it on the exhale and then try it on the inhale. So it sounds like the breath is really resonating from the throat. And you keep the mouth closed. You breathe in and out through the nose. You get that sense of vibration. And it sounds like the ocean. So trying a few rounds of breath, engaging Ujjayi. And this brings awareness to this area of the body. And this chakra is about creating space, noticing space, perceiving the boundaries between objects and beings, things, including our own identity. Trying a few more breaths. And throughout our practice today, I'm going to remind you to try and engage Ujjayi breath. You can keep the Ujjayi breath going, but we're going to interlace the fingers and place the knuckles underneath the chin. And gently press and lengthen the spine as we lift. And as you breathe out, release shoulder blades. On the next inhale, we're going to rise the elbows up, keeping the knuckles under the chin. And as we breathe out, draw the elbows back together. And breathe in, rise up. And breathe out, lower. And breathe in, rise up. And breathe out, lower. One more time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. And releasing the hands, placing one on the ground next to you with the fingers facing away. And we're going to float the opposite arm out, starting with the fingertips on the floor. So deep breath in, lengthen the spine. As you breathe out, dropping the head down towards the grounded hand. On the next inhale, we're going to gently float the opposite hand off the floor, turning this into a neck stretch. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Keeping your pelvis neutral, long spine, deep breath in. As you breathe out, releasing shoulder blades down the back. A few more deep breaths here. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lower the lifted hand, using the opposite hand to cut the head, drawing ourselves back to center. So grounding down with the opposite hand this time, extending and floating that hand off the floor. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. And then as you breathe out, dropping the head towards the grounded hand. On the next inhale, you can float that hand off the floor, turning this into a neck stretch. Engaging Ujjayi breath. Breathing in, feeling length and space. And breathing out, releasing tension. A few more breaths in your own time. Let's do one more deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lowering the lifted hand and cupping the head with the opposite hand to draw ourselves back to center. We're going to come onto our knees. If it's uncomfortable for you to come onto your knees, you can stay cross-legged or come into straddle. And also, if kneeling isn't really comfortable, you might find it helps to have a cushion between the thighs and the shins, or you can come onto a blanket. Let's press one hand into the ground. We're going to breathe in and reach up with the opposite arm, coming into a side stretch. As we breathe out, come back to center. Neutral pelvic position, long spine, deep breath in, reach up and over. And breathe out, back to center. And breathe in, up and over. And breathe out, back to center. And deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more on each side, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Pausing for a moment here. Let's press into the fingertips. Deep breath in, lift the chin. Opening the throat up towards the sky and releasing shoulder blades down the back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One last time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Lowering the chin back towards the chest. We're going to make our way up to standing to come through a spinal release sequence. If you use your bricks for your forward fold, you're going to place them near the front of the mat. Okay, having the feet hip distance apart. Small bend in the knees. Let's lift the toes to feel a connection with the ground before floating back down. Let's bring the hands to heart center and then slide the fingers underneath the chin so they're touching the throat. Deep breath in, reach up to the sky. Deep breath out, swan dive, forward fold, bringing your hands onto your bricks, shins or floor. Deep breath in, lift the throat, open the heart space. Deep breath out, bending the knees, stepping back into tabletop. From here, we're going to walk the hands forward, taking the knees a little wider than hip distance and sinking the heart space down onto the ground. Option to bring the chin onto the ground or forehead. Engage your Ujjayi breath. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. On the next inhale, pressing into the hands, lifting the head and heart space, coming onto the forearms. Now, option to work from here, where you drop the chest towards the forearms, keeping the knees grounded, or you can come up into plank. So tucking the toes under, drawing pubic bone towards navel. Relax the neck. Keep pressing the arms away. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Lower the knees. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Ready for tabletop. Transition into cat-cow. So middle finger facing down the mat, bending the elbows. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the throat, chin, chest, and tailbone up towards the sky. Feel that stretch and opening across the throat. As you breathe out, dropping the chin towards the chest and arching the back. Following your own rhythm of breath, breathing in, moving forward. Breathing out, moving back. Breathing in, moving forward. And breathing out, moving back. Meeting back in our neutral tabletop position. We're going to walk the hands back towards the body so we can draw ourselves upright. We're going to step the left foot forward, and you may wish to place a cushion underneath the right knee. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and press the hands away to get a shoulder opener, and then also lift the chin to open the throat. Option to stay upright, or you can breathe in, lengthen the spine, and as you breathe out, sink into the front hip to also open and lengthen into the hip joint. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Relax shoulder blades down the back. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Sink. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. On the next inhale, drawing yourself back to center. I'm going to swap the knees. So this time stepping the right foot forward, perhaps placing a cushion underneath the left knee. Interlacing the fingers behind the back, but in a non-habitual way. So opposite index finger on top. Let's press the palms away. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Option to lift the chin, open the throat. As we breathe out, sinking into that front knee. Deep breath in, lengthen. Deep breath out, shoulder blades slide down the back. Deep breath in. And deep breath out, sink. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, drawing yourself back to center, bringing both knees back onto the mat, moving the cushion out of the way, taking the knees wide. We're going to walk the hands forward and sink the heart space back onto the ground, keeping the hips high, forehead comes down. Engage your Ujjayi breath. With each out breath, seeing if you can melt down towards the ground. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. On the next inhale, lifting the head and heart space, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. We're going to touch the toes and lift the hips to come into downward facing dog. Pedaling out the legs. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then coming to a more stationary version of downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in as you press the hands away, wrap the upper arms. And think about pressing the chest towards the thighs. Engage your Ujjayi breath. Gently press the thighs away from one another and see if you can spread the sit bones. Can you hear the ocean in your Ujjayi breath? Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. On the next inhale, looking towards your hands as you walk your feet forward, And you can bring your hands onto your bricks, come into your forward fold. Pausing for a moment here. If you don't have bricks, you can grab the insides of the elbows. And let's encourage the neck to relax by doing some yeses and nos. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. And then bending the knees on the next inhale, lifting the open the throat and then drawing the heart space all the way up to standing. So we meet in Tadasana. Pausing for a moment here, feeling the connection, spreading of the feet underneath the spreading of the feet in connection with the ground, leveling out the pelvis, deep breath in, lengthen the spine. As you breathe out, sinking shoulder blades down the back. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Gently pressing the thighs away from one another. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. From here, we're going to come into our goddess pose. You might want to move your bricks off the mat. So we're going to have the feet roughly 1 leg length, maybe a little less if you're working with any hip or knee injuries. And let's lift the toes to feel the connection with the ground. We're going to bring our hands to heart center, then interlace the fingers and place the knuckles underneath the chin as we did at the beginning. As we breathe in, we're going to lift the elbows up. As we breathe out, the elbows will come back together and we might sink a little deeper into the knees. Breathe in, lift elbows. Breathe out, sink. Breathe in, lift elbows. Breathe out, sink. Let's do 2 more. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And releasing the hands onto the hips. Deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Draw the feet so they're parallel. Option to place your bricks in front of you for this forward fold. Deep breath in, lift the heart space, lengthen the spine. As you breathe out, hinging at the hips, dropping the hands onto your bricks or onto the floor. Pressing the ground away. Let's lift the head, open the throat. And then as we breathe out, bend the elbows, dropping back into our forward fold. Pressing the ground away underneath the feet. Pressing thighs away and feeling the spreading between the sit bones. Seeing if we can tilt the pelvis to shine sit bones up towards the sky. Encouraging the neck to relax by doing some yeses and nos. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, bending the knees, pressing the ground away underneath the hands and drawing yourself all the way back up to standing. Ready to come into our standing sequence. If you're using a brick, you're going to place it on the inside of your right foot, which is going to face down the mat. So we're going to come into our warrior 2. Reach the hands away, deep breath in. As we breathe out, sink shoulders and sink into front knee. Engage your Ujjayi breath. Relaxing shoulder blades on the exhale. One more deep breath in and deep breath out. On the next inhale, we're going to drop the front forearm onto the thigh and we're going to take the opposite hand and place it on the lower back. As we gently rotate our heart space up towards the sky, option to lift the chin and open the throat. Engage your Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath here. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg, dropping the hand either onto the shin or onto the brick. And we're going to reach the opposite arm up towards the sky. So we come into our triangle pose. Again, we're looking to rotate the heart space up towards the sky. Option to also gently lift the chin. If it doesn't feel good for your neck, you can just relax the head completely. If it also feels too much to have the arm directly reaching up, you can wrap it behind the back. And think about twisting the chest. Let's do one more deep breath in. And deep breath out. And the next inhale, dropping the front knee. So bending the front knee, sorry, so we can press ourselves all the way back up to warrior two. We'll drop the hands onto the hips as we turn to face the other side, placing a brick on the inside, this time with the left foot. Coming into our warrior two. Deep breath in, reach away. As we breathe out, relax shoulder blades. Engaging the Ujjayi breath. Two more deep breaths. Perhaps sinking a little deeper into that front knee on the exhale. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, let's drop the front forearm onto the thigh. We're going to take the opposite hand and place it on the lower back. As we breathe in, we're going to rotate the heart space up towards the sky. Option to gently lift the chin. If that doesn't feel good for the neck, you can just completely relax the head and neck. Engage your Ujjayi breath. Keep the back leg engaged. You can think about lifting the kneecap. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg. Drop the hand onto the brick or shin as we extend the opposite arm up towards the sky, trying to stack the shoulders. Coming to our triangle pose. Deep breath in, lengthen up to the sky. Think about rotating the heart space. Option to lift the chin. Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, bending the front knee, drawing ourselves back up to warrior two. Hands come onto the hips, and we heel toe the feet back together. As we make our way back down onto the floor, we're going to come onto a kneeling pose. If kneeling isn't comfortable for you, you can either sit on your meditation cushion, you can be in cross leg, or any other sitting position which feels good. If you're kneeling, you're going to take the knees wide and sit back onto the heels. We're going to do lion's breath. So as we breathe in, we'll be clenching the fist in towards us. And as we breathe out, we're going to open the mouth and stick the tongue out and expel all the air from the throat. So it looks like this. We're going to do 3 together. So let's meet on an exhale. Deep inhale, clench fist, and expel it out. Deep breath in, clench, and roar. One more time, deep breath in, and roar. Nice. And that lion's breath is supposed to be really good for releasing toxins and stress and pressure from the throat and engaging the throat chakra. We're going to now extend the legs out in front of us in Dandasana. Placing the hands either side. Let's just drop the blind a little bit because I can see there. Hands either side of the hips, and we can release any flesh from underneath the sit bones. Pressing the hands away, deep breath in, lengthen the spine. As we breathe out, release shoulder blades down the back. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Let's do one more deep breath here, feeling length and space in the body. Releasing tension on the exhale. Bending the knees, placing the hands behind with the fingers facing away. So you have two options for the next pose. You can either work from the grounded version where you're pressing the hands away, lengthening the spine, option to lift the chin to open the throat from here. The second option is to lift the hips, to come into reverse tabletop. An option to keep the chin on the chest or open the throat from here. So let's start all together, hands grounding down, lengthen the spine, deep breath in. As you breathe out, relax shoulders. Now either lifting the chin and working from here, or on the next inhale, lifting the hips. An option to keep chin on chest or to open the throat. Engage your Ujjayi breath. Two more deep breaths in. Let's do one more deep breath in. And as we breathe out, lowering back onto the ground. We're going to windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. So breathe in, lengthen. As we breathe out, dropping the knees to one side. Breathe in, back to center. Breathe out, drop to the other side. Breathe in, back to center. Breathe out, drop. Breathe in, back. Breathe out, drop. Breathe in, back to center. And breathe out, drop. Let's come back to center. And we're going to open the legs wide into a wide leg straddle. Flexing the feet, releasing any flesh from underneath the sit bones. I'm going to place the hands in front of us, but we're not going to forward fold down towards the ground today. We're going to press the hands into the ground as we lengthen the spine and lift and open the throat. As we breathe out, we might bend the elbows and think about drawing the heart space down, but we're trying to keep the lift and openness in the throat. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, perhaps small bend in the elbows. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, hinging at the hips, but keeping the spine and chin lifted. Deep breath in and deep breath out. On the next inhale, pressing the hands away, drawing yourself back to center, cupping underneath the thighs to draw the knees back towards one another and extending the legs again. Releasing flesh from underneath the sit bones. And we're going to lower ourselves down onto our forearms. So come into fish pose. So there's several variations of fish, but today I'm going to give you two options. Either staying on the forearms, lifting the heart space, an option to lift the chin, or you can come down onto the crown of your head, which is the very top of the head, onto the floor and cross the arms over the chest, which also really opens the throat. So choosing whichever option feels good for you and your neck, either pressing the forearms into the ground, think about lifting the heart space, option to lift the chin, it's only an option. And see what it feels like to have the feet flexed or to point the toes away so you get a stretch across the front of the body. Can you engage your Ujjayi breath? Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath in. And deep breath out. From here, we're going to lower ourselves down onto the floor, bending the knees to prepare for a bridge pose. So having the feet roughly hip distance and drawing the pubic bone towards the navel so the lower back is connected to the ground. Have the palms facing up towards the sky. Now, option if you're feeling really exhausted and you want to work a more restorative version tonight, you can press into the hands, feet and shoulders and just think about drawing pubic bone towards navel and working from here. If you want to work more actively on your next inhale, option to lift the hips up towards the sky. And you can either keep the arms alongside the body, or if you would like to reach them over the head to get a fuller sense of openness across the front of the body. Deep breath in, lengthen and lift. Deep breath out, releasing any tension down towards the ground. A few more deep breaths here in your own time. Drawing pubic bone towards navel, engaging the quadriceps. And can you engage your Ujjayi breath? One more deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lowering the hips back down towards the ground, so the tailbone's the last bone to drop down, and then drawing the knees in towards the chest and having a little rock from side to side to massage the lower back onto the ground. We're going to make our way into shoulder stand. So whichever version of shoulder stand you fancy today, you can extend the legs up in the middle of the room. You can do this up against a piece of furniture, the wall, bed, the sofa. If you want to come into the full version, you can rock the feet over the head, walk the hands down the back. Having the arms alongside the body if you're in the more restorative version with the palms facing up towards the sky. And gently opening throat. Can you engage your Ujjayi breath? With each inhale, feeling length and space, lifting up towards the sky. And with each exhale, releasing tension down towards the ground. Let's do one more deep breath here. And deep breath out. And then lowering the knees back in towards the chest, or if you've come into the full version, dropping them over the head, lowering the spine down vertebrae by vertebrae, and having a little rock from side to side. Dropping the soles of the feet back onto the ground, we're going to come into a spinal twist. If you know that you like to use a cushion for the spinal twist, you can place it to the right-hand side of your knees now. Extending the arms so the hands are level with the shoulders. Gently drawing pubic bone towards the navel so the lower back is connected with the ground. Taking a deep breath in, expanding the heart space and opening the throat. As you breathe out, dropping the knees to the right-hand side. Pinning the shoulder blades onto the ground. Taking a deep breath in, expanding the heart space, open the throat. As you breathe out, relaxing face, jaw, neck, shoulders, hips, and knees down towards the ground. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Trying to slow and deepen the breath. Feeling length and space on the inhale. And releasing tension on the exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And 1 more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, drawing the knees back up to center. Swapping your cushion to the other side if you are using one. Drawing pubic bone towards navel to connect lower back to the ground. Deep breath in, expand heart space, open throat. As you breathe out, dropping the knees to the left-hand side. Breathing in and out to the nose. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Pinning shoulder blades to the ground. Keeping the neck and head neutral. Breathing in, feeling length and space. Breathing out, relaxing face, jaw, neck, shoulders, hips, and knees down towards the ground. Couple more breaths here. Let's do 1 more deep breath in. And deep breath out. On the next inhale, drawing the knees back up to center. Option to hug the knees in towards the chest and have a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to make our way into Shavasana. So if you'd like an extra cushion behind the head, or if you'd like to put on any extra layers, grab a blanket. Whatever is going to make you feel more comfortable and relaxed for the next few minutes. Making any other movements now which make you feel more comfortable. Taking a deep breath in to the heart space and throat. And deep breath out, releasing tension into the ground. Deep breath in, expanding the heart space and throat. Deep breath out, releasing and letting go. Deep breath in, expanding the heart space and throat. And deep breath out, releasing and letting go. Engaging your Ujjayi breath. Drawing your awareness to the throat area. Hearing the sounds of the ocean vibrate, reverberate in the throat area. And allowing the breath to now return to normal. Enjoying the stillness of the pose. The space and lightness which has been created in the body as a result of your practice. Allowing your body to melt into the ground, to be undistinguishable from the earth. Knowing there is nothing left to be done, but to be. Drawing your awareness back to your breath. To the rise and fall of your chest. Bring sensation back into fingers and toes. Option to give them a wriggle. Also an option to reach the arms above the head and take a full body stretch. And whenever you feel ready, bending the knees, rolling onto one side. Pausing for a moment before pressing the hands into the ground. Drawing yourself back up to a comfortable seated position with a relaxed neck. Keeping the eyes soft or closed, bringing the hands to your heart center, pressing into the fingertips and the base of the fingers. Taking a deep breath in, lengthening the spine and gently lifting the chin to open the throat. As you breathe out, releasing shoulder blades down the back, releasing tension into the ground. Thank you for taking the time to share this practice with me today. Hope you have a lovely rest of the evening and see you soon. Lots of love. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.